My name is Sebbi and welcome back to the coffee break in Minecraft. Today is Friday, September 29th, 2023. We are on the final stretch of the Iceland special. I think today I can cover the last few days of my 2-week-long journey to Iceland. But first, I need to feed the cat. I like to feed the cat once again a cord. Here, have your breakfast. Alright. Okay. Cat starts to purr. So cot is okay. There is a zombie. A chainmail armor zombie. That's cool. Hey, ow. You have quite some range. We are wearing the same armor. Alright, so much about that guy. Let's make sure that the rest of the park is in order. Things are looking good. Things are looking good indeed. I think for the final stretch of the Iceland special, I will once again do some fishing. I need the experience anyways. So yeah, let's do this. Let's open the gates, jump on the horse, and travel over to the fishing pond. The overdrive sugarcane farm looks cool when everything is fully grown. That's really interesting. Can I get a good angle on this farm? Oh no, there's an Enderman once again. I think the Enderman was holding... Yes, the Enderman holds a block of dirt in his hands. That's not good. Well, this looks funny. This looks cool. This will result in quite a bit of sugar canes once I take down this crazy farm. It served us well. It served us really well. Alright. Oh no, did I? Yes, I picked up an egg. Let's quickly do that. And carefully send down from here. Secure the horse. Before I go fishing, I think I will store away those miscellaneous things in my inventory, like the tropical fish, the tripwire hook, pufferfish, raw salmon can stay in the inventory, the bowl can go there, and this rotten flesh can go somewhere where I'm not disturbed by it, like so. Alright. Yesterday I ended the episode with Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. Now we are talking about the events that took place on Thursday, September 21st, 2023. The weather on this day was kinda alright. There were always some little showers of rain and even some snow. Yes, we got some snow. We got some snow while we were on Iceland. This was very interesting. This was very cool. On the one hand, I really like snow. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the winter. I'm a huge fan of snow and ice. So I was super happy about getting some snow. Also, it was super cool as I left Germany during the summer, basically. I mean, it was already September, but temperatures were still getting up to 30 degrees Celsius. 1.5 weeks later, I get some snow. So fantastic, really fantastic. There was some wind. It was not strong wind, but it was let's call it relentless wind. It was a constant cold stream that hit your body and made the temperatures, I think they were around, despite the fact that we had snow, 4 degrees or something like that. It made these 4 degrees feel like less. That's for sure. So yeah, that's the weather we had to deal with on Thursday. In general, the weather was fine, so we used the opportunity to explore yet another geothermal active area. First, we got to a hot spring area. This time it was not a hot spring area where you really could see the boiling water coming right out of the earth. It was more like a hot spring area that was used to produce power. So there were lots of geothermal power generators and other facilities around. An interesting site, a very interesting site. There's also a lake with a warning sign. Do not swim in this lake. This is due to the fact that there might be some underwater streams with boiling hot water. So you don't really see that there's boiling water, but all of a sudden your leg might dip into boiling hot water, and this is not a fun swimming experience, I guess. So yeah, there's really a warning. Please do not swim in this lake. The lake is somewhat crystal bluish, which looks really cool. Yeah, really, really cool start. It got even better as we got to the basically opposite side of the geothermal active area. It's right around some mountains. So on the one side of the mountain there's this geothermal power generator area, and on the other side there are some, I don't know how they're called. I would call them now steam geysers or so. Basically, there's really hot steam coming out of the earth. There are some piles of rock around it, and it looks really, really cool. It's also really loud. You really hear the hot steam coming out of the earth. With that constant wind, the scenery looked super cool. The hot steam was immediately blown away, and the wind was as strong that there was basically no vertical raise of the steam. The steam was just moving horizontally. So this looked cool. This looked really fantastic, and it was also funny to walk through the hot steam and through the fog, so to say. At the same time, there were also some boiling mud puddles, which looks also very fun. Looking into a puddle of mud where bubbles are coming out. Very fun. Very, very exciting, very cool. Super geothermal active area. It's always a fantastic site. It's a very fantastic site. The only challenge besides of the wind was the fact that the ground was kinda slippery at some points, so it was sometimes quite wet and muddy, and yeah, this was not always fun to walk through. But the mere sight of this, all the steam, all the boiling mud puddles, was really worth it. The entire area also looks so different because there's not much vegetation. Instead, it's some brownish, reddish color around the hot springs. you're just holding a mushroom. That's fine. Around the hot springs, there's even some white and yellow where you really can see the sulfur. It's really impressive being there and seeing, hearing, feeling the power of the earth. Fantastic place. Really fantastic place. After we were done with the exploration of this area, we drove to a landscape that I personally enjoy the most on Iceland. That's basically the Black Desert. The Black Desert is a super large area of volcanic ash. It's fine gravel, and there's, except for a few little patches of grass, nothing growing. So yeah, it's really completely black. And since the gravel, of course, has lots of holes, water immediately gets filtered by this gravel. There are no puddles. There's no water. There's, of course, one stream running through this area, but besides of this stream, there's really no water, and this makes it to the Black Desert as there's nothing really there that supports life. I personally am more excited and amazed by the fact that there's nothing really growing, that it's completely black, that it's so barren, that the vegetation is super scarce. It's such a unique landscape. So I was once again so happy being there, seeing this, experiencing this. This day could also be one of my favorite days. So it's either the day where we visited the Junjandi, the super cool waterfall, or it's that day with the geothermal active area and then the Black Desert. In the Black Desert, there's also one easily reachable volcano crater. It's not really that high. I think the highest tip of the crater rim is 40 meters high, so it's a little bit of a walk up there, but it's not really super complex. This is so cool, getting there, climbing up this, looking down from the crater rim, seeing really from the crater rim that this is like you would imagine a typical roundish crater situation. And from up there you can also look way into the distance over the Black Desert. Fantastic, really fantastic. As I said, one of my favorite days during this trip. And yeah, when I get back to Iceland, I definitely have to spend some more time in the Black Desert, simply because I'm so amazed by it. I'm always so overwhelmed by this landscape. It's just cool to be there. During our drive through the Black Desert, we followed a little bit the road that ultimately would bring you to the crater of an old volcano, of a big volcano. We've been there, I think the last time I've been to Iceland. So that's also an interesting sight. The crater, this volcano is ginormous. It looks like there's a distant mountain range. No, this distant mountain range is the opposite of the crater rim when you're standing at one side of the crater. So yeah, this is a crazy volcano. And we drove just a little bit on this road. During the drive, we occasionally got some quick showers of snow, which was super cool. It really matched the entire fascination of this landscape. At some point we reached a point where we decided, okay, it's now really time to turn around, because time was running late and we also needed to get back home, needed to cook some dinner. Overall, this was one of the biggest concerns of the last few days on Iceland. There's always so much to see, and one really wants to see a lot of things, that it's so easy to lose track of time and to continue on, do more than is actually good, basically. This was so different at the start of the Iceland trip, as we've been to West Iceland. There we always had some time in the late afternoon, early evening as we got back home. During the last few days it was more like, okay, we arrived late at home, immediately preparing some food, and yeah, feeling that it's already getting late, you want to go to bed. So this was the only sad side of the last few days in Iceland. The next day, Friday, September 22nd, we first drove to an area I also really enjoy. It's called Ásbyrgi, or something like that. It's basically a horseshoe-shaped cliff. At some point, there could have been a river or a waterfall coming down from all the sides of this horseshoe. Right now there's just a small little tiny waterfall left. But this area is so fantastic because it's quite protected from the wind and environmental effects. So there are lots of birch trees growing there. It's completely silent. There's rarely wind. There's one lake close to the cliff, thanks to the fact that there's almost no wind. The lake acts like as a mirror, so you can see all the cliffs being reflected in the lake. It's just a fantastic area, a fantastic natural area. I'm always amazed by it. I always enjoy this, so I was really happy seeing this one again. After we finished walking through there, we continued on to a cliff area where, oh dear, where once again the water has created some caves and some holes in the cliffs. So it's really a cool area to explore. It's nice to walk along the cliffside, look down, see the waves, see all those stone formations. Yeah, really nice place. Unfortunately, as right now, it started to rain while we have been there hiking along. The weather forecast only predicted some showers of rain, so I thought, okay, it will end sooner than later, things will be alright. The rain continued for the remainder of the hike, so this was no fun. This was no fun at all. The rain was so strong that it was also hard to take pictures, record videos without constantly getting some drops on the lens. I mean, I'm okay with hiking in the rain, but when it's about exploring some cool natural place, doing this in the rain is not cool. It's not cool at all. And once again, this hike also took way longer than anticipated. So this day also ended ended quite late, so to say. The only advantage of this rain was the fact that I was able to try out my new orange rain jacket, the jacket I bought a couple of days before from this Icelandic outdoor clothing company. It performed really well. It's really outstanding quality, it's outstanding water protection. So yeah, this was great. was really a proof of this concept. Yeah, this basically has been this Friday. Ásbyrgi was really cool. The cliffs area was also cool until it started to rain. Then we got back home once again a little bit late, but it is what it is. So we still prepared some dinner, and I think that's all I can store away here. And then went to bed because the next day was a long drive back. Basically, we had to get from the northeast of Iceland to the southwest of Iceland. We had to drive from Húsavík to Keflavik, where the international airport is located. I think it's a bit more than 500 kilometers, so quite a drive. We started at a little bit later than 10 a.m., which was really good. Because unfortunately this drive had some bad events in stock for us. As we got once again to Akureyri, luckily, as we got to Akureyri, I stood at traffic lights and all of a sudden the car indicated ABS malfunction. Please stop the car immediately and check the manual. So that's basically what we did. Oh, well, first we refueled the car, then we wanted to see if maybe starting the car again, if it's just an indication error or so, but no, the error remained. We stopped at in a place of basically a dealer of that car's brand. Quite interestingly, shops are closed, or well, these shops are closed on Iceland on the weekend, so there was no one there that could help us. Luckily, the car rental company managed to organize an engineer, a mechanic, who could take a look at it. But before we called them, we took a quick inspection ourselves, and we saw that from the left rear braking fluid was running out, and as we checked the container of the braking fluid, we saw that it was already way below minimum. So this was bad. Luckily, as said, a mechanic was organized. He was just 2 streets away from the car dealership. He convinced us, okay, we can drive there. As I arrived there, the car's brakes stopped working because it was completely running out of braking fluid. So this was a fun experience. This was a very fun experience. He disassembled the brakes. It turned out that the rear brakes were really in bad shape. They were not well maintained. Basically, they were completely worn down, which would not have happened if the car would have been well maintained. And this, considering the fact that you also drive up some, well, not only up but also down some steep slopes, this could have been really dangerous when this would happen on the road. So yeah, I can't recommend Geysir car rental. They don't keep their cars in good shape. They should be ashamed of what they did. They should be really ashamed of what they did. Luckily, the mechanic was able to even source some parts so that he was able to fix the broken brakes, refill the braking fluid, and roughly 2.5 hours later, we were able to continue on. So the long drive to Keflavik continued, this time luckily without any further incident. Yet once again, as always these days, we arrived kinda late at the airport hotel. So everything was once again rushed. Getting some very late dinner. getting to bed later than wanted, which was also bad because the next day we had to get up at 4:30 a.m. as the flight left at 7:30 a.m. and we wanted to have some breakfast. Yeah, so this was kind of exhausting day, and it was kind of shocking with the brake situation. We were really lucky on the one hand that it happened inside of the town, and that there was this friendly mechanic that could help us immediately. Otherwise, things might have turned out quite differently and could have really ended in a very dangerous situation. So yeah, there we had a proper adventure. There we had a proper adventure indeed on Iceland. The next morning, so Sunday, September 24th, it was all about packing things up, getting the backpack back into the backpack bag, making it, getting some breakfast, walking to the airport, checking things in, getting through security, looking for the gate, flying home. The flight back home was okayish. I just had an issue with my Amazon Prime app on my tablet. I downloaded some videos I wanted to watch during the flight, but all the videos ended in an error. The error was not near closer or was not really specified. So in the end, I just listened to some music and was watching some of the entertainment offers of the board service. Of course, I couldn't listen to it because I had no headphones I could connect to it, but it was the best I could do. Made it then back to Frankfurt. Got my luggage. I was a little bit unsure if I really get my luggage at Frankfurt because at Keflavik Airport they said, hey, this is oversized luggage you have. My backpack apparently was too big for them, but it came out of the same conveyor belt as all the other luggage came out, so things were alright. Grabbed this, even managed to get my train, and I got home at the time I planned to get home, safe and sound. It was a great trip to Iceland. I really enjoyed all the runs I did on Iceland. I really enjoyed all the waterfalls, the Black Desert. As you might can guess from all the stories I told you, from all the experiences I told you, it really has been a blast. It was a fantastic journey, and I really miss the Icelandic nature. I really want to get back to it. I want to see more of it, simply because it's so great. Yeah, I think this wraps it up. I think this concludes this Iceland special. I'm quite sure over the course of the next few regular coffee break episodes, I will remember here and there something of this Iceland journey I completely forgot to discuss, or that is in particular memory. I once again like to thank this trawler engineer and the car mechanic for helping us. This was fantastic. That was really great. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's the end of this Iceland special. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly have. And yeah, I guess we will see us again in the next regular episode on Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, my name is Sebbi. See you!